Right, this morning I'm at Tham Krasae station in Kanchanaburi province, which is a station on the old Death Railway. Now, whenever you see a shot of the Death Railway, they tend to show the shot of the train going across that wonderful trestle bridge that runs alongside the cliff. Well, that is right next to this station. We're going to go and take a walk on that now. So literally you just walk off the station and straight onto the railway track and you can walk all the way down past the cave across the bridge. The health and safety making this in England, mate.
You won't be allowed on, wouldn't you?
No, you wouldn't, would you? Look at that. So many tourists down this end. Down there. Look who's behind. Look who's turned up behind. Where did you come from? Looks like Baldy Brian.
There we go. We go. Small world. Seem to go to the same place.
Yeah. Fancy seeing you here, mate.
I messed up the car this morning.
What do you think? Seems suitably precarious. What a location, eh? Isn't that beautiful, and that bend in the river? Oh, can hear it wobbling. Now, I read somewhere that this whole trellis bridge, this whole section that runs alongside the cliff, was built in 17 days. I mean, can you imagine the work involved in that? It must have been hell. Yeah. Whoa, that was a dodgy bit, wasn't that? Definitely got to be careful on this.
About 30 minutes for the train.
Yeah, I'm going to get back now and see if I can get the drone set up. Well, look at this. No sooner had I bumped into my old mate Baldy Brian. Here's Anthony. Last time I saw you, we was deep in some cave in Chiang Rai province, mate.
How are you doing?
Fancy seeing you here. Looking down between us, that's probably the original rail lines down there they got, you know. There might be some of the original ones.
And it looks like they reused these pins.
Yeah.
They were probably the original pins.
Yeah, they probably built it a bit high because all the pictures I've seen of that old railway, it was a bit makeshift, you know what I mean? Like the tracks look pretty crooked and that, you know. I'm sure it's been...
Well, it crashed, didn't it? Maiden voyage.
Oh, that's right, good point. He's just made a good point about the maiden voyage across it fell off. boat. we've just dropped off now to the Hellfire Pass.
And all he could do was to clean the wound with like a salt spoon.
Did you know all these prisoners when they got home in England, they've been imprisoned here for like years. And imagine when you get home, you were back in England, and then you're sworn to silence from the UK government on the threat of arrest.
Is that right?
You can't talk about your experiences now.
I said, well, they weren't allowed to talk
No.
about it.
Well, keep
Really,
them-
honestly, I never knew that. Where did you find that out?
I've just gone on Google it, and you can.
Yeah,
there's
I
different
know,
programs, yeah, shite,
No,
innit?
honestly, I'd never heard that before.
Brutal, isn't it?
And it was kind of mad in a way, because the war in this part of the world, people kind of like, a lot of people in Europe didn't want to know, because they'd already had victory in Europe. You know, victory in Europe was May 1945, but it kept going for a few months over here.
And after December when they bombed.
Yeah, it must have been horrible, because it was like they called it the Forgotten War.
Well,
You know, people have thought, oh yeah, we've won now, it's over, but it weren't over
Right.
for a lot of them.
Plus, they took over Japan, so Japan was like because they knew we were going to get between America and Russia,
Yeah.
and they wanted Japan on board, so they didn't want to disrespect the Japanese, because they wanted them to be on
That's
board
right.
against the Russians.
That's right. They didn't try Hirohito at the end of the
Yeah,
war,
yeah.
did they? That was
Kept in
political.
power till
Yeah.
the 90s.
Yeah.
Imagine working in this heat, breaking stones with your bare hands and a brick, and cutting that.
You don't bear thinking about, mate.
And it weren't like you had 3 square meals a day, was it? To keep your energy up.
No, do you know that thing upstairs, that museum thing? The thing that you know, it was probably one of the least graphic things there, but the thing that impacted me the most was that big pile of rocks they had up there that represented what they had to move every day, what they're expected to. And then there was the rice bowl at the bottom. They had something like 370 grams of rice, or about 10, 12 ounces of rice or something. I don't know.
Oh, imagine how tired you'd be.
Oh, and the heat, mate, you know. And how many people, didn't they say like over 100,000 people died constructing this railway, one for every single one of these railway sleepers, you know what I mean?
And loads of ties as well.
No, that's a good point, Anne, isn't it? You know, it wasn't just prisoners of war.
Nice tie.
In fact, I think the majority of them were locals, weren't they, actually? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just...
Look at that though, imagine caving, imagine cutting that.
No, I know.
It's mad.
It is, it's just... I don't know, yeah, I just can't imagine it.
But loads of underweight, malnourished, tired, weak
Yeah.
people cut that out.
Yeah, and they were saying they were saying up above there, they were saying when they did that thing they called speedo, they might have to work up to like 33 hours non-stop to get it done.
Brutal, isn't it?
It's
Brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal, mate. Brutal.
These are original sleepers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you know, like over 30 years ago, the first time I ever entered into Burma was just after it had been changed its name to Myanmar. and we went inside at Chedi Sampong means Three Pagodas Pass. And somehow, like somebody at the border, I just joked. I said, "Can we go in?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Can we come out?" He said, "Yeah." So we went, but the road that they were using at Three Pagodas to go in there was actually the Death Railway.
Right.
But they'd taken all. It was just like this, but they was using it as a road to go in the jungle. Oh, it's just solid, isn't it? It's just imagine that knocking that all this. No, that was shocking, and like really what you said about they were forbidden for talking about it. I mean, like, yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't want to upset them Japanese, you know. I think they did. I think they had a bit of guilt about the atomic bomb, didn't they? I heard that it was political. They didn't prosecute Hirohito after the war, and I heard that was the, you know, they thought they'd kind of broken the Japanese people's backs already, and sort of like have him out of the way.
It was handy against the Russians, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they weren't. You know, but it was showing a degree of kind of empathy that they never really showed returned at the time, did they? You know.
That looks like it might have been pillars for something.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
For sure, when they reached this section, it would have been a wooden bridge, and it goes back up over there. So it would have been a little trellis bridge like the one that we just been on earlier on.
Yeah, so that's the bridge, isn't it?
They could have done it as an interactive thing. Come and experience what it would be like to be a prisoner of war.
Yeah.
Yeah.